He did it his way, I guess. I'm Sam.
This episode is being brought to you by Vodka Soda. And that's probably the most sense you're going to hear from the rest of this show. I'm Jackie.
Finally, a thoughtful look at mental health and how this movie made mine worse. I'm Justin, and this is Mad Dog Time, Stinker Madness. Hello, and welcome to Stinker Madness. This is a nonsensical November pick from me called Mad Dog Time, starring just about everybody you've ever heard of. Currently streaming on Tubi TV from 1996. There is going to be a lot to unpack today, so let's get right to it. Sam, what do you got for us?
Like, how the hell did this happen?
Right, what was whose train wreck was... A bunch of men in ties say, let's do the stupidest thing we can. Tell me it was men in ties.
It was not.
I know it wasn't.
It was Joey Bishop's fucking kid.
It was the damn Rat Pack.
It was Joey Bishop's fucking kid, Larry.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that would explain...
How did he pull it off?
That would explain all the, like, Frank Sinatra type songs.
Yeah, and Dean Martin. There was also Sammy Davis. I didn't hear any Joey Bishops in there, but... before you get going, now that since we're on that, I do have a question to pose to you guys. Is this the first movie that you can think of that we've done that has a Frank Sinatra song in it?
Most of the movies that we do can't afford Frank Sinatra songs.
Exactly. Like that. I was the first time you hear it, I'm like, whoa. I'm thinking like the closest we could probably come is My Blue Heaven starring Steve Martin, which kind of stinks, which is just the Goodfellas, but funny. Actually, it's a sequel to Goodfellas. Did you know that?
Yeah.
You Can't Unscrew a Pregnant Lady is Ray Liotta's character.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking Gods of Egypt had money, but there was really no spot for Frank Sinatra in Gods of Egypt.
I don't think that's a good fit. Interesting theory, though. Okay, all right, Sam. Larry Bishop.
Larry Bishop. So Larry went to high school with Carl Reiner and Richard Dreyfuss,
okay.
kind of.
Okay.
Because he's a couple years younger.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure if they're all in theater business, but it's Beverly Hills, so everybody's in theater business, right?
Right.
He is, however, the exact same age as Rob's younger sister, Annie.
Okay.
Which then makes things make a little bit more sense because you did see a Shapiro name tag on the production, and that's their cousins. Carl Reiner's wife's brother's kids are the Shapiros.
Like
or his sisters.
The Shapiros?
The Hollywood agency Shapiros,
okay.
not...
Okay.
They could all... I mean, there could be a bunch of Shapiros. It could be a whole thing. But, yeah... Carl Reiner's wife's sister married a Shapiro.
And how is her cousin's friend's testicles? Are they still swollen?
I don't know.
Because that's like my friend's brother's Jim's cousin's third truck owner that he bought it from is a Shapiro.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a chance that Larry's friends with Carl and Richard Dreyfuss, or Robert and Richard Dreyfuss, Rob Reiner. But it seems to line up like if he kind of got embedded into the Reiner business, that it may have been through Annie first. You never know, but I'm just making accusations because you can really find nothing out about Larry Bishop other than he was in a bunch of TV shows.
Okay.
And wrote and directed this. And then he did this again in 2008. It was called Hellride, and Tarantino produced it. Not looking forward, but I will eventually watch it.
Okay.
And he's currently doing it again right now as The One-Way Ride is in pre-production.
And you mean by doing it again, getting a bunch of people that have no business being in a Larry Bishop movie?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
So that's just his thing. Like he makes phone calls and says, hey, bud. Because this reeks of buddy business to me. Like
it is buddy business. These people all know each other.
Yeah, let's do Larry a solid. I mean, he's fun. He's a fun guy.
He's a good kid.
Yeah.
And his maiden connections are all in the movie. His dad and two guys he went to high school with.
Yeah, Joey Bishop is in this. He's the mortuary guy.
Oh.
Gottlieb, which is their actual family name.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
That is a fun fact.
Tongue in cheek.
Do they own a mortuary?
They do not.
Yeah, they do. It's called Las Vegas, and that's where they put all the bodies. You know, because the Sinatra and the mob thing that was not maybe real. We're not real sure.
No, I think that they're more connected to the mob back east.
They are?
Yeah.
Isn't
Dean Martin, he's a classy dude. He's going to be with the New Jersey mob.
Yeah, that's where they're... Dean Martin, well, actually, I'm not sure where Dean, other than Sicily, but I'm not sure I can't remember where he lived. Sinatra was from Hoboken, New Jersey. So they all were Easter guys. But it was...
Easter guys?
Easter guys. Yeah. You know, they do the bunny suits and...
Crap out chocolate eggs?
Yep. And then rub on each other. Okay. I don't want to get distracted because we've got so much to unpack. Sam, more Larry Bishop.
That's really like, that's what there is. I mean, he's just a second generation Beverly Hills kid. Knows everybody.
Okay.
Gets to make movies every few years when he decides to because he knows everybody.
Okay.
And that's really what happened here. It's not like Men in Ties decided this. He most likely saw Pulp Fiction or Reservoir Dogs, because Pulp Fiction was 96, the same year as this,
right.
Or was it 94?
I thought Reservoir Dogs was 94.
Either way, that chick with the red hair, hot.
Angie Everhart.
Angie Everhart.
Let's go ahead and get into the cast, because we'll be here for a month with this thing if we don't. We've got Michael J. Pollard.
I can read it off.
He's
right now in order if you want me to.
Well, I've got that too. We all have phones. I mean,
but Sam is in charge of the announcements.
But I love my
about
voice.
the movie.
I actually have my screen partitioned to where I can just easily see the cast.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry to insult you and
yeah, try to steal his thunder. Why don't you? What is this? The mob? Are you Ben London?
Ben London.
You're gonna do it your way. You're gonna do it Justin's way.
Got Jeff Goldblum, Ellen Barkin, Larry Bishop as Nicholas Falco, of course. Gabriel Byrne, Richard Dreyfuss, Burt Reynolds, Diane Lane, Kyle MacLachlan, Gregory Hines, Joey Bishop, Billy Idol, Michael J. Pollard, Henry Silva, Richard Pryor, Richard Pryor, Paul Anka, Christopher Jones, Angie Everhart, Rob Reiner, Billy Drago, Juan Fernandez, who was the bad guy in Crocodile Dundee 2, if you don't know him. Rial Andrews is a Hollywood heavy, and Frank Lucari, who's also a Hollywood heavy. And that is your cast.
Christopher Jones, the reason why I wanted to bring this up and why I wanted to do it rather than just ramble, the two people that I wasn't familiar with were Christopher Jones and Christopher Jones. He was supposed to be the follow-up to James Dean. Like, Hollywood was like, well, Jimmy Dean is dead and the other Jimmy Dean is doing his sausage thing. We need a different guy that is smoky, cool, and doesn't give a damn and has no clue. And it was Christopher Jones, but Christopher Jones had too much of I guess a drug problem, and his brooding, you know, his cool, smoky good looks were taking over. Like, he was method acting that so hard that it ended up taking over his life, and nobody liked him because he was just too moody and broody. He
would drink too much and beat his spouses.
Yeah, that's also not good. You should.
Olivia Hussey said that she was abused by him, and yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like a shithead.
Yeah. But
he also just looks like, when you see him young, because when I saw him here, I was like, oh, that guy looks rough. Is that fucking Hal Needham?
Yeah, I
thought it was Hal Needham for a second.
I almost thought it was Eric Roberts.
Yeah, but it wasn't. And he sort of looks like crappy James Dean when he's young in the pictures, but as an older man, and this was his last film performance, he looks like beat up Hal Needham, and Hal Needham looks pretty beat up.
Because he was very beat up.
Now, Christopher Jones, was he the sleepy guy?
No, he was the phony Falco.
Oh, phony Falco. Yeah. Oh, Jesus. I don't see any James Dean in that guy. Like, I kept kind of going through it in my mind, like, who was the really good looking guy other than Ben London? You know, that I don't really recognize.
Gabriel Byrne is the good looking guy, in your opinion?
In this movie, yeah.
Not Jeff Goldblum.
Looking at all of these guys, yeah, it's that guy. I don't know.
Ben London.
Wow.
I think these are all Eye of the Beholder faces when you see him. Goldblum's a little bit of Eye of the Beholder. Kyle MacLachlan, definitely Eye of the Beholder.
I think he's
Henry
handsome.
Silva, people think he's handsome. Other people think he's weird looking.
Yeah,
Who's Henry Silva?
Sleepy Joe.
Sleepy Joe.
Oh, no, not for me.
Yeah, I think Henry Silva's a weird looking dude. Billy Drago, I think we can all agree that Billy Drago is a weird looking dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, Billy Drago's a weird looking dude.
And he's awesome.
This two Billies, Billy Idol, Billy Drago. Why weren't they like the Coreys?
Could have got the
harkening back.
I mean, complete the trifecta. Why not put Billy Zane in this movie? Billy Zane would have fit perfectly in here.
That'd be way too Billy.
Just one Billy Zane is honestly too much Billy.
That's the Billy Goat gruff.
It's never too much for me.
there's only so much world that one Billy Zane can occupy.
Yeah.
He would have pushed Jeff Goldblum out of the way and been like, I can do it.
Yeah, I can do these lines better. Actually, you're not even giving lines. You're just sitting there staring and trying to look cool. I'm not really sure what you're doing, Jeff Goldblum.
His hair looked good, though.
Yeah, his hair looks good.
Yeah. I think if you asked Billy Idol if he would be interested in a Three Billy movie and you mentioned that Zane was the third one, he would stop you and go, no, we are merely Billies. He is the Billy.
Okay, yeah, Billy Idol. Man, that was a weird pick. Because I can't imagine that Billy Idol was friends with anybody. Like, my understanding of Billy Idol is nobody liked him.
Billy Idol's friends with cocaine.
Yeah, right. And they're all probably friends with cocaine. So I guess that's, a mutual
I doubt
connection.
Dreyfus and Reiner were, but they, they're a little bubby or whatever.
Yeah.
It's making a movie.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I guess we're ready to get into this. Because I don't even know where to start. I do know where to start, which is where the movie starts, but I don't know what it means.
This was a joyful multiverse. Joyful.
Vic's World is an alternate universe created on the other side of space that was so full of joy. So fucking full of joy. Is it a metaphor or is it real?
This seems to me like it's retconned after a test screening to add less reality to it.
Okay. To make it a dark comedy acceptable to audiences?
Yeah.
Because they're too stupid?
Or something. Yeah.
Okay.
And because it doesn't matter with or without this, it's still just sort of...
Yeah. Okay. I don't think
I
this
don't
helped.
really text you in the middle of the viewings very often. And I had to text you that this was a bologna sandwich with on bologna bread.
Well, I can one up you because I usually don't read out Roger Ebert reviews online, but I have to on this one. Mad Dog Time is the first movie I have seen that does not improve on the sight of a blank screen viewed for the same length of time.
He's not wrong.
It gets better. Watching Mad Dog Time is like waiting for the bus in a city where you're not sure if they have a bus line. Hilarious. Yeah, there was just no way for let's put this in post and that'll clear things up for the audience. Okay, so many years later than what?
Yeah, this was awful. I figured it out.
Okay.
So the little tracking jib shot thing that's happening here is taking way too goddamn long, but it's supposed to, there's the sort of style of painting, the Boulevard of Broken Dreams, say. Mm-hmm. So it's supposed to be like, these were the glory days, and then this wobbly, shitty jib shot that has two dissolves in it because it took too long sort of aids them in saying, oh, it's been a few years, now things are a little run down. And then there was a shot distinctly of some patina and some aging on the sign on the outside.
Of Vic's place.
We're
outside of Vic's place.
But we also get the sign for the mortuary.
Yeah.
In this shot, too.
Yeah, it's all over the place in this movie. They sneak it in whenever they can. Upstairs, I guess where the bad guys' offices are. I guess if you own a nightclub and you're a bad guy, upstairs you always have an office. That's just how it works in every gangster movie I've ever seen. Henry Silva is laying on the floor like he's dead. But he's not, because he's Sleepy Joe. And he just sleeps wherever. But you don't know that when you're going into this, because he looks like he's dead.
Yep. And it looks like Santa Claus is having a cocktail right next to him, tapping his foot like, yeah, do.
That's Michael J. Pollard, famed character actor. Red is his character's name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And some other, and Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, Jeff Goldblum's in there. And then Gabriel Byrne walks in. His character's name is Ben London. And he seems like he's the right-hand man to a character named Vic, who is the owner of the club. It's Vic's Place. Which is weird because it also seems like Jeff Goldblum is Vic's right-hand man.
No, he's his trigger man. They use that in the verbiage of the film, so heavily laden with dialogue exposition that one has to really pay attention to every fucking thing they say. Mm-hmm. And it's hard because there's a lot of goddamn rhyming.
Yes. The Vic Nick,
and
Mick.
Nick and Mick. And I just, oh my God. Oh my God. But he is said that he's the trigger man.
Okay.
So he's sort of that's his thing. Whereas maybe Ben London is handy with a pistol. He's more handy with fucking with people.
Okay. Well, he explains that Vic is getting out of where we aren't told, but we're to assume that it's out of prison or he's getting out of the game. We don't know, but where he's getting out of is not actually where he's getting out of that we're supposed to be thinking. You wouldn't think this until later when it's exposed. And so, wow.
Yeah.
Well, and at this point, he keeps saying Vic is sick.
No, he doesn't start saying that yet. But
I thought he did. Like, Vic is sick.
No, he's like, hey, he's getting out and we're taking care of business. Red, I want you to know that you kept the club in order. And Vic sends his thank you for that. And you're rehired. You're back on the payroll. I don't know why you got off the payroll, but now you're back on it. Also, die.
Die. They shoot the guy from Scrooged.
He shoots him. And the guy doesn't die. He has to shoot him 4 times. It eventually ends with the bullet in the forehead.
That seems to be a common theme throughout this movie, though.
Yeah, people not dying or the bullet in the forehead. Or
you
both.
have to get him in the forehead in order for them to die.
They're all a bunch of zombies.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe that is something that Larry Bishop was trying to say, because you know what? I don't know what Larry Bishop was trying to say. That mob guys are like The Walking Dead? Maybe. I couldn't say that's not what he's saying.
I think I have an idea, but I'm saving it until the scene happens.
Okay. So he turns to Mickey and he says the same thing. Hey, Mickey, Vic's getting out. Thanks for taking care of Grace, the love of his life. Now die. Oh, no, you can't. You can't do that. You can't do that, Ben.
You don't have the balls.
You do not have the balls. I'm Ben London. I got brass balls.
This is where I write down, ugh, these are all going to be long scenes.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Like get Christoph Waltz in here to monologue for an hour and a half.
Yeah. Somebody that I can deal with monologuing, right?
He's like, yeah, it doesn't matter if you got big balls. I got Grace hidden. I'm the only one that knows where she is. And if you kill me, Vic's never going to find her. And then Henry Silva says, looks like he's got a Grace in the hole. And I wanted to vomit.
Yep. Also, there's a little bit where he does say, show me, which you find out later that he directly, like after seeing it once, when you think back on some of these events, you're like, well, Larry Bishop did think this all through. It's just, it didn't really have a very good idea to begin with. Because it's like he calls his bluff right there. Like, you want to gunfight me? No, you know you can't.
Right.
You know you can't gunfight me.
Yeah.
But you don't know that until later.
Yeah, good.
And I guess he's from Missouri,
Who is?
the show me state.
Oh, boy.
Oh, okay.
Because he says it like 8 fucking times.
Dude. I thought Henry Silva's line was bad, Sam, but you just made me nauseous again.
Oh,
Yep.
Could you even imagine? We'd have to be like the gem state.
Idaho is the gem state.
Yeah, that's not a good catchphrase for us. We can't go into
Or
a mob fight and be like, the gem state. Everybody will just look at you like, what the fuck are you talking
Well,
about?
if you said the show me state, they would also be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, but show me sounds pretty good other than gem. Truly outrageous.
I've got a scrotum full of gems. Big,
You know
big
what?
gems.
You know what New Hampshire's state motto is? Live free or die.
Oh, that's right. I did hear that recently. Where did that came up in the news? Was it Joe Biden that said that, or somebody said that?
I don't know,
huh.
But I've known it forever because I played lacrosse with a guy that was from New Hampshire. Mm-hmm. All of my East Coast insights are due to the fact that I played lacrosse.
Okay, all right.
And I was there once.
The only thing I know about the East Coast is from my mob days. So, Did
they send you down to Florida?
Yep.
Did you fuck up?
Yep. Sure did. Okay, so he walks out, and he gets told by Rita, Ellen Barkin's character, Ellen Barkin. I just have so many questions about her career and why. But he gets told that by Rita that he's supposed to work tonight or something like that, and he's like, "Oh, I was just gonna hang out and bang or something." And so he gets in a car with her driving, and Dead Red is in the front seat like he's freaking Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah, it seems like they got a 2-for-1 going here where she's going to get rid of that body, but then he's going to go, off somebody, and they're just going to save some gas on the trip.
Okay, all right.
And why does Red have a name tag on?
I didn't notice the name tag.
Yeah, like one of those sticker type things. Maybe it was like a delivery sticker.
Yeah.
It's like they have the order form for Gottlieb's mortuary already filled out to save some trouble.
Yeah.
Inventory so that, you don't get your mob corpses mixed up. Like this one goes to the incinerator. This one goes out into the desert. You got to.
They have a drop-off box just for them.
Dead body fulfillment.
Yeah, they have a drop-off box. You pull a thing down just like you used to return DVDs.
Yeah, you might
shove the body in.
You might even call it Dead X. Dead X.
Oh God, that was stupid.
I'll see myself out. Goodbye.
Did you get the depot tag on him? They have a hard time sorting it without those tags.
Okay, so they're in the car. Also, Gregory Hines is there. He plays a guy named Jules Flamingo, which is probably my favorite gangster name of all time, other than Johnny Toonies. And he's like, so it's Mad Dog time. Vic's getting out. He wants to kill you. He wants to kill me. And he wants to kill Rita. But he wants to kill you first. Now, who wants to do some tapping?
Shim Shan sand dance.
Clippity clappity. I don't like tap dancing. I think it's stupid.
I think it's great. It's so hard to do. I admire it. Like, wow, that seems like I'd never be able to learn it. Good job, guys.
Hanging upside down.
Ladies and gentlemen, whatever.
Hanging upside down for an hour and a half is also hard to do, Sam, but it is also stupid.
I like tap
dancing. You're not
dancing.
putting yourself in personal risk by tap dancing.
Butters killed a bunch of people while he was tap dancing. I beg to differ.
Huh.
I like tap dancing. I like the old movies where they're with their suits on and they look all nice.
Yeah, I hate that crap.
I love it.
Okay. So they go downstairs of the DNA club, which I didn't realize until later in the movie, but Grace, the missing Grace, she owns the DNA club. It is Grace Everly's DNA club. So she's dating / disappearing from Vic, who also owns a nightclub. They're competing against each other. I don't know if that relationship's going to work out.
Well, hers is a pretty classy joint, right? Where the ladies dress up like they're from the 1920s in very sexy lingerie and walk around, and then people throw roses at them.
Like they're models.
When Jackie says very sexy lingerie, the sexy lingerie covers up a little bit of the things you shouldn't see. The very sexy lingerie just doesn't cover anything up.
Like,
these are naked women in nets. This hot stuff.
This is 1920s sexy, Sam.
Okay. All right.
I think it's fucking pretty sexy.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
And then Rita's job is to get up on stage after the models get down, right? And she's supposed to pick up the flowers and put them back in the arrangements. Like, okay. Like, everybody's got a bouquet on their table, and they're like, Rita, table number 7, they're out of flowers to throw at the ladies, and we're going to need you to get out there and kind of redistribute.
My sister's the owner. That's nice, Rita. Put the flowers back.
Yep. Rita, hurry up. Get off the stage, Rita. Quit doing the catwalk turns at the corners, Rita.
So he goes downstairs, and downstairs is 2 desks, executive-style desks, positioned opposite each other. And at one of them is sitting Billy Idol.
And I go, who's that?
Right. Jackie literally asked, who's that?
I didn't recognize him without his earring in his nose and his eye makeup.
Without a music video that was labeled Billy Idol on it.
Right?
Yeah. I had no idea who this was. I was like, that guy looks really familiar. Who the hell is that?
Fucking Billy Idol.
I felt like such a twat. Like right after that, like, oh yeah, Billy Idol.
Kind of a big deal. His name, his character's name is Lee. I don't know what his business is. I don't know how he ended up here. But what this scenario is you sit down and then you have a high noon style quick draw duel while remaining seated. And it's like sanctioned and there's rules. Like you have to have 2 witnesses, one guy on your team, or maybe you're a coach, or like the manager in wrestling. They can also fuck with the other guy a little bit. I don't know.
These are games of death with gambling, and they just have like somewhat sanctioned games of death with gambling by handlers that are doing the gambling themselves.
Right, so this
probably
is
handling all the money for everybody else, and then the 2 handlers are there then witnesses, because you've got Jules Flamingo is Mickey Holiday's handler, and Kyle MacLachlan, Jake Parker, is Lee Turner. That's Billy Idol's name. That's his handler.
Okay.
And this is when we learn that Jake Parker he's got ambitions of being more than just a games of death handler.
Sure does.
and we know that he has got a heart condition with his Regina.
Angina.
Yeah.
Regina is an Academy Award-winning actress. She was in The Watchmen. Regina King.
I like her.
Yeah, she's great.
But Angina is, she's not so great. She just gets in there and rips your heart out.
Aunt Gina gave me bad advice my whole life. She would come in and tell me my damn business. God damn it, get out of here, Aunt Gina.
Aunt Gina is also a ginormous ant. Very large and dangerous. Australian.
Who knew we could riff on Aunt Gina for so long? Okay. All right. So Billy Idol gets shot in the head and he's dead and he's not in the movie anymore. What the heck?
Yep. Goodbye, Billy Idol. I guess you got your participation cocaine fee.
Right. And he was awesome. The very first words that come out of Billy Idol's mouth aren't something sweet and innocent. It's fuck you. And I'm like, yes, Billy Idol. And then he's dead. And I'm like, no. Oh, I was hoping for a big part. Dang it. So Mickey and Flamingo, they leave, and Jake just stares at dead Lee. Lee, who is dead, and it's like, I did not see that shaking down that way. Okay. So then they go upstairs and have some dinner, and Jake comes up, and he's giving them the business, like, Vic's gonna come here, he's gonna kill you, and he's gonna kill you, and he's gonna kill you, and that's only gonna leave me to take over this entire this operation, except for one problem, Jake. You're just some betting guy, and Vic owns all the whole town.
Yeah. Jake is not a made man.
No.
He's in the army, but he's not part of the family.
He's not a commissioned officer.
No, he's not part of the family.
He's not even in the army. He's just like an asset.
Yeah.
Find me a gunfighter. You can do some betting on it too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. So that night, Mickey and Rita, they spend the night together because now they're shacking up, and they have a very weird sex life. It's supposed to be sexy, I think, but really, I'm just like, dude, you guys hump weird. But elsewhere in an airport hangar, Jake and his guys are hanging out.
And this is the best. because they have like an office set up in there.
Uh-huh.
But then there's this like random plane
Uh-huh.
and like a Ferrari or something off to the side.
308.
they never move.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I'm decorating this hangar.
Yeah, it's almost like a Dr. Evil style layer. Like you just have stuff that you don't use, but is a prop to show that you're evil.
Yeah. And I like how they had the rugs and really nice like desks and furniture in there and a bar. And it was like in the middle of an airplane hangar.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, that's villainy.
And they can only afford one light that was like directly over this area, so they could see the plane and everything.
Well, that was intentional for sinister feel. It's the aura of villainy that's taking place in there. If you have too many lights on, you know they're gonna be like, dude, I'm not intimidated in here. I can see your corners. If you can't see corners, that's dangerous.
Ah, okay, all right. Plus, if somebody's coming in to the hangar, you'll see the light.
That's true.
From the porch.
Yeah, and if it's somebody you don't like, it's fine because they'll just walk into something because they can't see shit.
I just drifted off for a second there. But in the basement of Grace's club is a hangar for airplanes?
I mean, I can't argue that that's not where they're at.
There's an airplane in there.
There might be.
In one of the shots.
I know, but is that the basement or do they have like some other place that they go to that has an airplane in it?
No, that's in the basement because they're always coming down the stairs.
That's true. That is true.
And it looks like the same furniture.
It kind of does.
Like they're all shopping at IKEA.
Same. You can't buy that stuff at IKEA. Are you kidding me?
Fuck no. And Ethan Allen doesn't even have desks that nice.
I mean, the instant Jeff Goldblum sits down to have a shootout, the chair would collapse and then that would be not, it's not professional.
He wouldn't sit down, a gunfighter of his caliber, be like, I believe
Caliber.
I'm in the wrong place. This is IKEA furniture.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, no, we have it. And then he just shoots everybody and leaves. And I said, I told you I was in the wrong place.
Okay. All right. So Mickey goes to the restaurant and of I guess it's the DNA Club, or I'm not really sure where. It's the model.
I thought the
runway.
The model runway is the DNA Club, and Vic's is the one with all the tables and the stage for performers.
Okay.
Yeah, the one that is got the crescent model catwalk and the airport hangar in the basement is Grace's club.
Okay. All right. So he sits down with Ben, Mickey, and Mickey says, well, Vic is dead. Oh.
And he starts fake crying.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I wasn't. You wish he was dead. Oh, God damn it, Gabriel Byrne. Jesus Christ. Really?
That was funny.
This script sucks. And then he goes, Vic is a sick prick, Mick.
It went farther. I actually backed it up to get the full amount of rhyming that happens here. Because he makes a Gabriel Byrne pause and then does a head fly up Gabriel Byrne style and finishes that. So it's Vic is a sick prick, Mick, a paranoid schizophrenic.
Friend Nick. Oh, I get it now.
Ugh.
Yeah. So here's the whole thing. He's not getting out of the pen. He's getting out of the bin. He lost his mind. He's got multiple personalities. And they're all in there, and at any point in time, one of them could take over control. So if he kills you, he might not actually even be killing you.
I kind of thought it was more like him and his girlfriend got in a fight, and she's like, you're a crazy fuck, and he's like, I can change, and he went to the bin for 5 weeks.
Yeah. When we find out later, I mean, this isn't really a spoiler, but it seems like he's just bored of not getting shot.
Right?
He's not really all that crazy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He's just reached the pinnacle of his career, and he knows that there's nowhere else to go. And he's like,
He's having a midlife crisis. He's dealing with the fact that he's going to have to settle down a little bit and put himself out to pasture.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought he actually was nuts.
No.
Okay. Well, that's his justification for his actions later. And so let's circle back to that because I'm going to argue that pretty hard here in a little bit. Flamingo meets with Jake down in the airport hangar. And he's like, hey, have you heard about this guy named Falco? Rock me Amadeus? Dang it.
Yeah, way to go, Dick.
This
Rock me, Amadeus.
Falco guy.
1940. Oh, wait.
And he's like, no,
That's
but
not
I've
that
heard
song.
of Wilco. They're playing tonight. You want to go? And you're like, I feel like I don't like Wilco, but I'm not sure. Then you listen to one of your albums and you're like, there's nothing wrong with this, but it's just not for me.
I can 100% tell you I do not like Falco.
I love that
You mean Wilco or Falco?
Falco. Rock Me Amadeus.
Which Falco?
That's the song. That's my joke.
Rock. Oh.
I don't
yeah.
like that song.
I love that song.
I should like that song, but I don't like that song. I also don't like Relax.
Don't do it then.
I don't like that song either. Turning Japanese, I'm like 50-50 on. It's pretty racist, but it's got a good hook.
It's not as bad as Yellow Fever by the Bloodhound Gang. That's bad.
Yeah.
That's real
Brown
bad.
Sugar, pretty racist. I like it quite a bit though.
And I like Brown Sugar.
Pretty racist. It's good. It's catchy.
It's a sexy black lady, and I love it.
Don't.
Don't spoil it for me.
All right.
I don't want to think about it that hard. I know that it's racist. I just don't want to think
Never
about
listen to the lyrics, honey, because it's
No,
deeper than that.
I don't want to listen to the lyrics.
Okay, so Falco, you heard about this guy, right? And he's like, yeah, Falco. I hear he's a gun guy. Well, yeah. Well, he's right behind you.
And
Yeah.
I always land on my feet. Tonight you're going to land on a coffee table.
Why?
Right? And he's like, the fuck?
Why? Why did
all
you
makes
invite
sense
me
at the
here
end.
to just say, hey, you heard of Falco? Bang, bang, you're dead.
No, if they let him finish his drink, take one last puff, he stands up, makes himself presentable. He's like, if I'm going to die, fuck you guys.
It takes forever for Flamingo
In
to go
fact,
down.
Jules Flamingo finally gets tired of it as much as we are
He's like, okay,
and
come on.
says, take your time.
I got,
Yep.
nothing else going on, Falco?
I am actually just going to walk out if you don't shoot me.
I'm getting bored. I got to be honest, Falco. This is
not rocking.
yeah. I mean, Blaze of Glory, my ass. Snooze of Snorri.
But he does a great death though in this scene. But when he finally does get shot and he just kind of bends his knees and falls backwards onto the table.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Yeah. This could have. I mean, it's up there for my favorite scene in this movie. The incredibly long death of Jules Flamingo. Okay. And for why, I don't know. I'm still like, hey, bud, come on
they're
over.
doing it specifically to provoke Mickey Holiday.
But why not just like shoot him in an alley or something?
Who, Mickey Holiday?
No.
Jules?
Jules Flamingo, like, hey, come on over to my hangar that's in a basement and we'll have cocktails.
Because you tell him to fuck off.
Well, you tell him to fuck off when you shoot him in an alley? Hey, you can't shoot me in an
Well,
alley,
he's
fuck off.
already upstairs oogling the naked ladies. You can kind of probably talk him into coming down and talking.
Right.
You're like, hey, you want to come over here? He's like, I don't like you. I'm not going out of my way to hang out with you. If I'm already at the bar drinking, looking at naked ladies, and I've got a full drink, I'll entertain your ideas for, 15 minutes
I
downstairs,
will leave
and then I'm going to come
the
back
naked
out.
ladies that I'm oogling and come into your airport hangar that doesn't make any sense. I don't think this makes sense. You can't. If I'm Jules Flamingo, I'm going to be like, get the hell out of here. Jake,
Yeah,
piss off.
fuck off.
I'm not going to go downstairs.
I don't need your insurance, Jake from State Farm. Yes. No?
No, definitely not.
Oh, God damn it.
100%. Do not like.
Well, Jake was a snake
Okay.
No, just leave.
that likes to bake.
No. Stop it. He did enough of this today for us
Yeah,
already.
now she's killing us slowly. And don't say with her song, please. Okay, so then Falco walks up and plugs him. Yay. Later at Vic's place, everybody's there. Everybody that's in this movie, except for, hey, where's Jules Flamingo? Anybody seen Jules? Okay, I guess he's not here. The red carpet rolls out. The lights come up. Music starts playing. I can't remember what song. Oh, it was My Way, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like an instrumental version of My Way. And in walks Vic. And it's amazing.
This is my favorite part
Yeah.
of the movie.
Mine too, because usually it's Richard Dreyfuss that will sort of drag me out of enjoyment. I didn't ever really expect that Richard Dreyfuss could show up when I was about ready to start beating my head on a desk. And I'm like, I'm beating my head on the desk because I know Dreyfuss is going to show up. And then I'm going to really have to like maybe think about spiking my own brain.
You kind of think he's going to be like Kaiser Soze or something at this point.
Yeah.
And he's not.
You are not hopeful. And he just shows up and starts Dreyfussing around. And you're like, thank God.
In a bathrobe.
And pajamas.
Yeah, he's just got out of the bin.
His hair's all crazy. Like he's got mad bedhead. It's hilarious. Oh, I couldn't believe it. And everybody's just so stoked to see him. They're giving him hugs and standing ovation. Jake gives him a present, and he takes it into his office and opens it up, and it's a straitjacket, and he's like,
send them a thank you card.
it's funny. I don't like it, but it's funny.
Yeah. I feel like this is the first missed opportunity, because you can play this scenario where everybody gets shot so many different ways, and the death of Jake Parker, Kyle MacLachlan's character, is negotiable throughout the script or process. And so when you turn to Henry Silva and say, send him a thank you card, me, someone who has loved Henry Silva for so long, watching movies, goes, if you tell Henry Silva to send a thank you card, he is going to do it with bullets. He's going to kill all of those motherfuckers. And that doesn't happen.
Make sure you take care of that guy. Like, take care of that guy?
And this is also the first time that we see Burt Reynolds, right?
No. Oh, spoiler. Nope. Gabriel Byrne comes in with Mickey, and Vic's like, hey, guys, I was in the bin for a little while. I want you, Mickey, since you're the only one that knows where Grace is, I want you to go tell her that I was being because of a chemical imbalance. It's just nature. It's mental health. We should all learn that you can't fault somebody for a mental illness, right? I mean, it's a sickness. It's a disease. It was in my brain, and now I'm taking medication, and I'm better now. And so I think that, we could work things out. She's got to understand, right? I mean, we all go a little crazy every now and then. It's a Seal song. You guys know. Seal, remember?
Yeah. And
weird face.
Kiss from a rose.
Wasn't he married to Heidi Klum?
He was.
Yeah, as much as you can make fun of Seal, he'll always have that as a response.
Dude, I like that crazy song. I like Seal. I have no problem
Seal's
with
a good
Seal.
singer.
Yeah.
He's obviously, baby, he's the guy.
All right. And Mick's like, okay, here's the deal. I'll do it for free though. But nobody lays a hand on Jules Flamingo, and Gabriel Byrne is like,
I don't know that Gabriel Burns knows that he's dead.
Ooh, he makes a
Ben
face.
London, I don't know.
He makes a face.
Okay.
He goes,
That's because he knows that they're friends and that he doesn't get invited to their pizza parties.
maybe that's what it is. He's like, because that's Ben London's entire character is like, hey, what about me?
Yeah, and they're like, no, you can't come to Chuck E. Cheese with us. Go fuck yourself. I'll pay for tokens.
He's a trigger guy. Why am I not doing this? You just told him to, like, don't shoot him. And you in fact said, be nice to Ben London or be nice to Mickey. And if you're not, Mickey can shoot me. What about me? I'm the right-hand man.
You pick up the tacos from the taco truck, sir.
But that's not what right-hand mans do.
You can also get the toilet paper for me.
That is what right hands do, but not right-hand mans.
You know what? I need some lemonade. Why don't you go down to the bar and give me some lemonade?
Okay. All right. So Vic leaves the club with his straitjacket. And Jake says Falco killed Flamingo and he wants to duel Mickey. He's like, hey, so your bud, he's dead. He was killed by this guy named Falco. And he wants to have one of those duels with you. You interested?
Come to the basement.
By the by.
Because they're still at Vic's at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And so the gun basement standoff chairs are down in the basement.
Yeah.
Right.
But you get to why they killed Jules Flamingo now, because in the scene, he's like, I'll talk to you next year. Like, I will entertain your bullshit gunfights every once in a while,
Right.
but not very often. And he's like, oh, by the way, I killed your friend. And he's like, all right, we're doing this.
I get why they killed Flamingo. I just don't get the method, like the reason.
Because then he can brag that he's got a coffee table coaster holder of Flamingo.
It's decoration.
Hubris.
Yeah, hubris. Okay. All right. So on the way, Mickey tells Rita that Grace is pregnant with Vic's baby. So that's a detail for later that we're going to have to address. So Mickey goes down to the duel. He has to wait for Ben. Ben's running late, which again, you got to have.
He was just upstairs.
Guy.
What
Right?
was he doing? Taking a shit?
I don't know, man.
He's being an asshole because Ben London is an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
So he shows up and rambles. I can't remember what their dialogue was, but the two were staring each other down, and he's just talking about how you're about to get filled with lead, Buster.
No, they're talking about how they have made up a plan on how they're going to kill Holiday.
Right.
Mick Holiday, right? First, they're going to shoot him in the stomach. Then they're going to shoot him in both the shins.
Right.
And then they're going to watch him die while they have a margarita. And then when he's almost dead, they're going to shoot him in the head.
Right. But then Ben London starts rambling too.
Yeah, he's doing the fuck with him. He's just playing the game the way it's supposed to be played, where he sort of rambles around and tries to take the guy out of his zen or whatever.
Okay.
And then at that point, Jeff Goldblum's like, this is fucking stupid. You would just shoot me a bunch of times in the stomach, not worry about the shins. How are you going to shoot me in the shin? I'm sitting behind a desk. Are you stupid?
Yeah.
Yep. Well, they don't want him to run away. That's why they say that they're going to shoot him in the shins so that he cannot run away.
I don't think they know how duels work.
Yeah.
You know what else really is painful is to take a razor blade and get somebody behind the heel and cut their Achilles tendon. And then they can't go anywhere.
Okay. Because you saw that in Pet Sematary?
It was in other movies too.
Hostel.
That one with
Troy.
Hostel.
No, it was also in God damn it, what was that movie about? The Dressmaker
The Dressmaker.
with Kate Winslet.
I don't know what that movie is.
It got
It was one of the 2016 movies that would have been in the running any other year but 2016.
She's a dressmaker and she runs around chopping people's Achilles
She
tendons.
didn't do it.
Somebody's running around chopping.
Check it out.
Yeah, you have to just watch it.
Handmaiden's worth checking out from that year too.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Top tip. So they're about to duel and Jake's like, "Ugh, my heart, guys, seriously," falls over, and they're like, whoa, but then they start shooting and it's enough of a distraction, or isn't it much as a distraction for Mickey because he plugs Falco and Falco's dead.
One right in the head.
Yeah. I think he just gets tired of it. He's like, this is stupid, you're dead. And then the distraction of Kyle MacLachlan was fake. It was a ruse so that he could kill them, but he realized now he's just laying face down, hoping they think he's really dead.
So his plan was to, like, if I fake a heart attack, then Mickey's going to be like, whoa, Jake, are you okay, bud? And then Falco can shoot him.
Yeah, and then I'll spring back to life and stab Ben London, who's very far away from me and behind me, and will be able to shoot me 6 or 7 times before I do it.
This is a stupid plan.
It's not a good plan.
And it doesn't work, of course.
It doesn't work.
And then they steal his angina pills,
Uh-huh.
and they're just fucking Tic Tacs.
Yeah. Mickey shoots him dead, and he's like, oh, I guess he didn't even have a heart problem. These are just Tic Tacs.
Of course he didn't have a heart problem. Look at him. It's Kyle MacLachlan. He's a human specimen.
What a stupid plan, Jake. I mean, really?
It did make me want to get like a really fancy like mint holder though.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe get my initials on it.
Mm.
And I look, seriously, I kind of want one now.
Okay.
It was classy.
You don't really eat mints or Tic Tacs, though.
I would start. If I had a little container that I was like, hey, check it out. Embalmed, or not embalmed, that would be dead.
No.
Engraved. An engraved Tic Tac holder.
Just have it full of like Valium and Molly.
Would you guys like a Tic
Like,
Tac?
this is for my angina. I gotta sit down for like 4 hours and enjoy myself.
Okay, so Ben, he hassles Jake's goons upstairs, but they're still threatening Mickey because one of them is Wacky Jackie.
Appropriately named, by the way.
like,
Just like the Garbage Pail
Garbage
Kid.
Pail Kid, yeah. Okay, and that's Burt Reynolds.
And that's when I knew that he was peeking in on me in my showers.
Huh? What?
It was a shout out to me. Wacky Jackie, Queen Jackie. Yes, I know, people. I mean, I was hot back then too. I mean, Jesus.
Burt Reynolds was peeking in on your showers?
Yeah.
And that's how he was like, hey, Larry Bishop, how about my character's name is Wacky Jackie? Like I saw that person taking a shower one time. And she was like, I'm Wacky Jackie in the shower.
Yes.
That's your synopsis of...
Yep. That's how we got this name in this movie.
And you're going to stick with this.
Yes. And
you don't feel bad about this decision, Jake.
Shut up, Ben London.
This is a really dumb idea you've come up with there.
Nope, Burt Reynolds was in love with me.
All right. So everything's going to go down at Vic's party. That's when Mad Dog Time is going to take place. Even though I thought Mad Dog Time was going to take place when Vic came in from the loony bin, but it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Okay. And so Wacky Jack walks in and finds Sleepy Joe sleeping on the desk. And he's like,
is he dead?
Yeah. What's this all about? Oh, yeah, that's right. He's Sleepy Joe. And he cocks his pistol, pulls the hammer back, and Sleepy Joe wakes up and starts laughing bizarrely.
Just Henry Silva on 11. Did you see Burt Reynolds not being able to keep his shit together?
Right?
There's two options here. One is that he actually kept it together in at least one take of Henry Silva doing his thing, and they just decided one where he's cracking up is a little bit better, or two, which is what I think happened, Henry Silva never turned it off, no matter how many times they tried this, and that's as little as Burt Reynolds cracked up during the exchange, because he is obviously really like trying to hold it, but he is laughing his ass off.
Sure.
And you can't look at somebody laugh that much and not start laughing. It's impossible. I started laughing.
That's, then Burt does his laugh, and then everybody's like, oh my God, this is freaking weird, man. And I gotta laugh too. Billy Drago's trying to laugh, and he's like, I don't know how this works. Because he's got such a stern face,
Is he German?
Billy Drago? No idea.
No idea.
Kind of has a German.
He was the
German look about him.
He was the bad guy in Briscoe County Jr.
Sure
yeah.
was.
I mean, if I was BMW, I'd be trying to get that guy to sell cars. Because he has that look of, I can drive this motherfucker like nobody's business. No?
Nope.
Nuh-uh.
That's the German connection for me in my mind. It's like, I envision him driving a BMW and being like, wee!
Lincoln, Matthew McConaughey, BMW, Billy Drago. Everybody goes, who?
What?
Yep.
Also, like, BMW hasn't been using people to sell their cars. They're like, guess why the seats are uncomfortable? It makes this car fast as shit.
This car sells itself.
Why are you in this? Because you want to drive a fast car. If you want a fast car with 4 doors, here's your fucking option.
Now get out of my office. Okay. So he laughs weirdly, and they shoot him in the face a lot. And apparently Gabriel Byrne has to go in there with a vacuum and clean him up.
Yeah.
Begs the question, who does clean up the bodies in a mob office?
The janitor.
I mean,
he gets a bonus.
There's actually the answer is Jimmy the cleanup guy, and it's Richard Pryor that we see later.
the gravedigger, yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy the gravedigger cleans it up. I don't know how. He has men, I'm thinking.
Maybe. Either way, it's party time, and Ben introduces Paul fucking Anka, who comes out and sings a dedicated version of My Way to Vic.
He's looking good at this point. He's got a nice white suit on. His hair's combed.
Yeah. Paul Anka wrote My Way. Not everybody knows that.
Really?
Yeah, One of the best songs ever. Paul Anka. Good songwriter. And then Ben comes up stage and completely like freelance karaoke's My Way with Paul Anka, who is disturbed and is like, I'm having much consternation right now, Ben London guy.
Mm-hmm.
And mistakes.
He's way too thick.
I've had a few. Yes, you have. In the last year, you have really super fucked up. As this guy's trying to sing, he's like interjecting.
Yeah, he's lampooning My Way, sung by its original artist. I think that's cause enough right there to plug Ben London.
Yep.
Which I guess it is.
Also, Paul Anka is wearing more fake tan gel.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my God.
Than anyone in the film until Larry Bishop shows up for his actorial business.
So the song ends, and Vic is like, party's over. Everybody go home. I'm going to have to kill a guy.
He said, thanks for coming, and people just are like, yep, he's going to shoot that guy. We need to leave.
Honey, the kids, the babysitter, we got to go.
We can stop at the pizza joint. They have wine. We'll make it, the rest of the night. We can leave the kids alone for a little bit. We'll still have a nice night.
While men are getting shot at the place we just were. I don't know if you're going to have a nice night.
You're going to shove some shrimps on your way out into your pocket.
No. Vic lead is about to fly, and there is no amount of crustaceans that are worth the amount of
I'm an ass. I would have just sat back there by the buffet and been like, sweet.
Hiding behind the table and peeking up
yeah,
every
and
now and
just
then.
grabbing a shrimp off the table and like, yum, yum, yum.
Parting the tablecloth. And
yeah,
saying,
so I could be like, and then I would start laughing and they'd be like, who the fuck is over there? I'd be like, I'm drunk, bitches.
And then they would shoot you.
But I got some shrimpies. I'm just going to pass out now.
Okay. So everybody leaves except for Ben and Mickey. And Vic tells Ben to leave town. So he doesn't. So he's like, okay, bam. Shoots him in the knee. And Vic goes, ow.
And then starts hopping on one leg.
He literally says, ow. I don't know why, but there's like nothing funnier to me than like an ill-timed fart or somebody saying ow when they should be screaming in pain.
Ow.
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 Just silly, like, ooh. Doesn't make sense noises. It's hilarious. And he's like, okay, now limp home and pack your bags and get out of town. Nope. Bang. Shakes out his other knee. Ow.
He falls into the piano and hits one note.
Okay, now roll home, pack your bags and leave town. Nope. Shoots him in the tummy. He's bleeding up pretty good. You think he's going down and lights are getting dim, but he's not. He pulls a freaking gun, and then some other dude comes out from behind the corner and plugs him, and Mickey's like, who's this guy? Well, that's the real Falco. And you're like, oh. Everybody in the entire theater has a unison head slap.
And watching this, not really knowing much about it, I know Roman and Mark had talked about this being something else many years ago, but I know now before watching it what Larry Bishop shows up for, and this whole Vic gunfight bullshit is happening, and they're like, that's the real Falco, and I'm like, that's fucking Larry Bishop, and he's got as much goddamn tan gel on as Paul Anka did.
Right.
God damn it.
But this is when it kind of goes funny, because then, they show him on stage, Ben London. He's supposed to be dead, right? And like a phoenix from the ashes, he raises up, stands up on both of his shot legs, and starts screaming about brass balls.
And then falls over and dies.
Yeah.
It was an eat shit Ben Kingsley, but not like the others where you do a bad job dying and you're 10,000 times better than Ben Kingsley in Slipstream. In this one, Gabriel Byrne started to encroach upon the outside territory of how how shitty Ben Kingsley's death was.
Oh, man. Okay, so Vic and Mickey, they go downstairs and they find Gabriella and Falco making out. I don't know if the director was like, oh, I'm going to write that in.
Oh, we were asking why. What was he trying to say when he made this film? He was saying, the only way I can make out with Angie Everhart is to make this movie, because they make out on screen to a point whereas if you're the director and you're doing this is camera on sexual harassment off business for sure.
Yeah, it's Neil Breen.
She has said nothing about this. You know why? Because it wasn't that bad. Harvey Weinstein tried to jack off on her.
Oh, God.
Gross. That man is a pile of shit.
Yeah, we know.
Oh, he's so gross.
We know.
He did jack off in front of her. He just couldn't get it on her. She was too quick, I guess.
Fast on her feet. Oh, hey, other perverts, you gotta watch that Angie Everhart. She's darty.
Yeah, you'll never rub one off on her. She's too fast.
Never aim where she's at. Aim where she's gonna be. You gotta lead the target.
You want to die for having to say that.
Someplace else.
Boo.
Yeah, boo.
Both of us.
I'm sorry.
Boo, both of you.
I led you into that
did.
by saying she was too fast to get spooged on. But she's in good shape. Maybe she is too fast to get spooged.
I don't know. She's super hot though.
She's got arguably the greatest hair that's ever lived. Like,
yeah.
Janie Mansfield, she had a pretty good head of hair, but Angie Everhart's
wasn't Angie Everhart a Pantene girl?
Yeah, I think she
I think
was.
she was, yeah.
And then here's the other thing: all the Pantene girls were not hard R softcore porn. Like Angie Everhart transcended softcore porn.
Yeah, it's true.
So she's very, when you're like, she's hot, Jackie's like, yeah, that's how hot she is that she got out of the booby movies and everybody else was, even in high society, was like, my God, your hair and the rest of you was amazing.
Yeah.
Smell terrific.
Oh God, I just wish I was her so bad. But I've got hair like Rita, and it's never gonna fucking happen. But Rita had a nice haircut what we were working with.
Ellen Barkin's sitting on her couch going, hey!
Don't
wait a second. That was when I was as hot as I was ever. And I was like, you were pretty hot, Ellen Barkin, but Angie Everhart, Hey, did Harvey Weinstein try to jack off on you? Ellen
I
Barkin?
couldn't get a meeting with him.
Yes, he did, because he tried to jack off on everybody. Anyone with tits.
I think Ellen Barkin was below all that. No offense.
Yeah, I don't think
she was.
She was
not an A-lister.
Weinstein movies, though.
Okay, so Mick and Vic, they sit at the dueling chairs, and they're like, "Are we gonna do this?" And Nick's thing is he unloads all his bullets and then spins the chamber, and Mickey's like, "Huh."
And then my first thought was, they're gonna have to pistol whip each other to death.
Jeff Goldblum says it in the movie. He's like, what are we going to do? Throw them at each other?
You know what? I'm just going to leave.
Specials only have 5 fucking rounds.
Like, Mickey stands up and starts walking away, and Nick is like, show me. Show you what? We don't have bullets. What was the point of this? I'm leaving. Goodbye.
I know where Grace is.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, if you want to see her tomorrow night, midnight at her office.
No, you're jumping ahead. He goes upstairs and Wacky Jackie's up there.
Well,
okay, yeah.
We should talk about the weakness and the whole way that the scenario went down.
Yeah.
Now I know your weakness.
Is that he's like, yeah, I guess you did see my weakness. I don't have allergic to bullshit.
I don't have bullets in my gun, and don't have time to waste for you, I guess. Bye-bye. So yeah, he goes upstairs. Wacky Jackie's up there with his goons. They're hiding out. And I guess they got him pinned, but then Falco comes out from behind, shoots all 3 of them. And they're like, thanks, Falco. Goodbye.
And Falco's got this weird thing about leaving the gun.
Yeah, he sets the gun down.
Yeah, like even when he shot Ben London, right? Mm-hmm. He just puts the gun down.
You know, those aren't infinite, right? Like, I know maybe that's another thing. Like, Chuck Norris has infinite ammo. This guy's got infinite guns. And limited ammo.
It's like, okay, give me a dirty gun. I'm going to go kill this guy. You're going to press it up against him. You don't really know what that gun's going to do. Mm. People that are supposed to be shooting this good are like people that use guns they trust.
Yeah, right. Okay. So Mickey and Vic chat a little bit, and Mickey's like, well, here's the thing. I don't even know where Grace is. I got no clue. So
I haven't told her anything that you told me to say.
Yeah, all that crazy business. She doesn't know anything about it. So goodbye. Oh, also, I did get a message. Meet at her office at midnight tomorrow night. Don't know if it's from her, but you should come. You should come. We'll if she's not there, we'll get drinks. You know,
I'll order chicken wings.
I'll bring my Game Boy Advance. My Game Boy Advance. You played that yet? Yeah.
Is the glove out yet?
Yeah, the Power Glove.
Yeah, Power Glove.
Come on over, man. So, and then outside, Rita and Mickey, they're doing their weird, slimy, gross, sexy thing, and he picks her up, and I believe takes her and screws her in the bushes of the mortuary.
No, he's fucking her on the
Pretty
car.
much.
Once, then you're underselling the weirdness of this, because rather than just getting in the car, which she should have some ability to do, she has curled up into a human ball and fallen asleep on the truck.
Right?
And then he comes, and rather than being like, wake up, sweetheart, it's time to go home, it looks like it's cold outside, just rips off of her shawl and sticks his dick in her.
No, he creepily,
Like, whoa.
he looks at her wussy first.
He did.
He looks at her, he opens her shirt, too.
And he sticks his finger in his mouth and he starts fingering her, and then
carries her off into the bushes of the mortuary.
yeah, they're not having sex in the car.
There's another scene earlier where she's got her leg twisted directly at a 90-degree angle on him, and the camera only shows that he's rubbing, but you start working it out, and you're like, he can't be rubbing any part of her leg. And when he looks in her shirt and the way they make out, it was like, well, Jeff Goldblum and Ellen Barkin were fond of each other on this production.
It's almost like 9.5 weeks, but without
I thought it was sexy.
the fruit. Okay. So Vic, he takes a ride, and oh, hey, it's Rob Reiner. Hey, Rob Reiner's in this film. And he's like, what's your philosophy on life, driver? And the driver's like, well, I think a good old chuckle's the way to a long and happy existence. If you can't laugh, well, then your soul has dried up like an old phone book.
And we should probably mention that the reason that this even comes up is because Burt Reynolds' character is like, let me tell you my philosophy on life. And Richard Dreyfuss is like, can I just buy the book?
No, he's into it, because then he asks his chauffeur what his philosophy is, and then this philosophy thing comes up again later. And right here in the car, Falco's like, you want to hear my philosophy? And Richard Dreyfuss is kind of like, no, not really. Well, fuck everything. I'm so tough.
His philosophy is blue blocker sunglasses. That's what he's fucking wearing.
He looks nice.
Because they have the side ones that you can get the optional side block out on the blue blockers. Are you kidding me?
Glasses.
Blue blockers.
Okay, so Mickey goes to see Grace, and oh my God, it's Diane Lane. And I'm like, why are you with Ellen Barkin? Seriously? I mean, Sam has a crush on her apparently, but dude, Diane Lane.
Diane Lane is beautiful.
She's probably the prettiest person
I
that's
didn't
ever
say
lived.
anything about liking Diane Lane less or liking Ellen Barkin more. I'm just saying that I wouldn't kick Ellen Barkin out of bed for eating crackers.
Which she eats.
Not even now.
Supposedly she eats a lot of. That was in her memoirs.
Yeah, she's the big messy ones.
Box of crackers, the Ellen Barkin story.
She just mashes up a whole rung of saltines and dumps them on the bed.
You know, if I ever write a memoir, that's what I'm going to name it. Box of Crackers, the Jackie story.
Okay, so he's like, I've been dating your sister. She's like, you dipshit. She is going to kill you when she finds out that you are banging both of us. I'm cool with it.
Yeah, she doesn't fucking care, right?
Yeah.
Because she's going back.
Doesn't care.
She's going back to Dreyfus.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, fuck it.
He says, okay, I need you to show up at this thing tonight. She's like, yeah, okay, fine. So they all meet up. And yeah, that's when we see Joey the Gravedigger, who is played by Richard Pryor right before he died.
Which is weird because the way that they shot this whole going to the meeting scene, I thought somebody was having a hallucination or was super drunk.
Right?
It was just weird. Like, okay, if the shot's too long, just speed her up.
Mm-hmm. That's what they did. They edited it.
Yeah,
to look
but
that way.
It looked like a psychedelic trip. Like, I wasn't really sure that...
Joey the Gravedigger even existed?
Yeah.
I think what happened here is that they wanted Dreyfuss to be able to do it, and he just wasn't able to do it.
Do it.
So they...
The hustle?
Like, deliver a few lines, and he just wasn't able to.
Oh, like work with Pryor.
Yeah, they wanted Richard Pryor to be able to actually... So you hear his voice a little bit, and it's choppy, and then they just sort of, like, use as much as they can of what they got out of it, other than the long shots.
So, I think they worked with what they got.
Well, and I didn't realize what year this movie was actually made, and I was like, oh my God, he looks so terrible. And Justin's like, yeah, he died shortly after that.
He had MS.
Yeah, I think it was 98. He had MS and then all of the drugs on top of that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just sad.
Yeah. So Grace and Mickey come in too, and Grace tells Rita, them all, that Mickey and her, they've been banging, and Rita freaks out, and she gets pissed and leaves. How dare you? And then Grace goes over to Vic, and she's like, hey, I got your baby in me. What's up? And he's like, I was pretty crazy. And she's like, cool.
She's like, and I want us to get back together.
Yeah, let's be a family. Well, then stuff happens. All I've got is so much BS ensues because it gets freaking wild here.
Well, and Falco is like...
Falco's there. Why is Falco there?
Because he is supposed to kill the girlfriend.
Who invited you, Falco?
And Bloom. And then after he kills those two, then he's supposed to kill Dreyfuss.
Right. That's what...
Because he is done living, is what he has told Falco.
When did he hire Falco to do this? Recently?
Right when he got out of the bin.
Okay.
Or maybe when he was in the bin, he wrote a correspondence letter with a soft pen.
Okay, so not within the context of the actions of this movie. Was he like...
no, we didn't see it.
Okay, he doesn't know where Grace is. I'm going to hire a guy to kill myself.
He said that he'd been working with Falco for a long time in a couple of different scenes.
All right. So they have a standoff, him and Mick. Mick's got extra bullets or something because they do the chuck the bullets on the floor thing. He's like, well, I'm holding out on you. I got 2 bullets. And he's like, I got 2 bullets. And he's like, I don't think you get 2 bullets. Oh, I'm pretty sure I got 2 bullets. And I guess the other bullet is Grace because she's reaching into the cigar box like there's a pistol in there. She pulls it out. And when all this goes up, she ends up shooting the ceiling. And there's guys flying all over the place and shots here and there. And
Ellen Barkin runs in.
Yeah, and Rita's got a gun.
She starts and stops it.
Yeah, because Rita comes in and Diane Lane shoots the ceiling. I don't know if it was because she was startled.
Like, Rita, Jesus.
Yeah, that Rita came in and Rita's got a gun and her makeup's all fucked up. She's like, how dare you cheat on me, 2-time me twice.
And all this dumb rhyming.
She has a rhyming freak out, which is probably why Diane Lane shoots. She's like, hold on, there ain't going to be no rhyming in this saloon.
Oh my God. Well, it ends up with Vic shoots Mick. Vic shoots Nick. Jesus, God damn it.
In the chaos of all of this, everybody's like, what are we going to do? And he just goes bang, bang, bang.
And kills Falco.
I'm going to shoot that guy.
Right. And then Falco comes back from the dead and is going to shoot Vic, but then Mick shoots Nick, who is going to shoot Vic.
Mick shoots Nick that was going to shoot Vic. God damn it, he's got us involved in the rhyming.
I am with Rita.
No, you're with Grace. Shoot the roof. No more rhyming.
Yeah.
Okay. Vic and Grace, they smooch, so they're together. And then Mickey walks outside, and there's Rita waiting for him, and she's...
No, you got to back up, because Dreyfuss is still like, I have nothing to live for, and he puts the gun underneath his chin.
That
like
was so dumb,
blow his head off. And then he's like, Ben London would have loved this, so fuck that guy. I'm going to live. Yay! And we're going to have a baby.
He just makes every single choice he makes from then on out is what would Ben London do? It's like reverse Costanzaing. You just think of George and decide this is what George would do, so I'm going to do this.
Yeah. And then we go to the alley, like you're saying, and Jeff Goldblum politely shuts the door behind him to make sure that the vagrants can't get in. And Rita's there.
All part of the plan.
Yep. But she improvised coming back in.
Right.
She decided she needed to have an extra plan.
Or she was actually just pissed off that he was boning her
She was a little
sister
upset about it.
directly before he was boning her.
A little.
Probably not even taking a bath
A
first,
little
just
upset.
like,
Not very upset, but a little. Just a skosh.
you know why I was just
pinch
awkwardly
upset.
cramming my dick in you? Because I just did it to your sister, and you might notice that I'm a little disheveled down there.
Disheveled. It's crunchy right now. It's a big landscape of it's like a muddy pastry.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't want you to notice.
Oh, trust me. You notice as a lady. You're like, I will never forget the first time I went down on some dude that I was dating and it was crunchy. And I'm like, what is happening down here? And he was like, we had sex yesterday and I haven't showered. And I'm like, you are fucking gross.
That's terrible.
And I'm like, I gotta go.
Goodbye. Okay. And then while this is all transpiring, Grace and Vic are up on the fire escape leering at them like, there they go, our children.
Oh my
This
God.
is when you're asking what is the. I'm going to answer it right now. The meaning of this film is all we need is love.
Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
It sucks.
It
weird
sucks.
because they keep like focusing in or like zooming in on
Yeah.
Dreyfus until it's just his eyeball.
Interjections of, and it's not like they're smiling, they are leering.
They're looking at them like Batman. No, it's more like, aren't they cute? They're completely dysfunctional, and I'm gonna have to pick my sister up off the street later. But it's nice now.
It's almost like they're beaming
It's-
with pride. Like, we did
It's
this.
something.
We
But
made
at
this.
the same time, they didn't
They
do
didn't.
it. He did it by banging
Right.
everybody. It's gross.
That's the movie. And I only have one question. What?
Yeah, like I get all of I get the plot line and all that stuff, but I mean, a lot of what happens in this movie and the way that they talk and the things that happen are just nonsense. Like the rhyming thing that drove us all crazy. And sometimes I would just tune out during the rhyming because I'm like, I don't understand Nick and Vic and Sick and Dick and Bick. And I'm like, what? Who are all these people? Because sometimes they call him Falco, right? And then sometimes they call him
Nick.
Nick.
Well, they in the credits, Christopher Jones is listed as Nicholas Falco, whereas Larry Bishop is just listed as Nick, even though they have the same name.
In would you say that was in the credits?
Yeah.
Because I had on the IMDb, he's fake Nicholas.
Okay.
Or fake Nick, and then Larry Bishop is listed as Nicholas Falco.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you were the crime boss, would you have taken her back?
Diane Lane?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Duh. It's Diane Lane.
I look like Diane Lane.
Yep.
Don't you fucking say
sure do.
I do.
Diane Lane just drained your bank account and left you homeless, but she's asking that you should take her to dinner tonight and pay for it. And you're like, well, I guess I have to get a job.
I guess I'll have to suck some dick to make money to pay for dinner tonight. I will do it.
Going to Red Lobster. I'm going to have to shake a few snakes to get that done.
Yep.
Oh man, yeah.
Tacos, tacos, tacos. It's Diane Lane. She's in, she was just in Why the Last Man that got canceled that I was like, you stupid freaking insult bitches, because it's a very female empowered show, and so was the comic.
We don't like those though, as
why?
a society, because women should be at home, barefoot, pregnant, and washing your dishes.
Even though it God damn it.
This is the 1950s.
I hate insults. Anyways, she was in that show. She is not a young woman anymore.
But still beautiful.
Gorgeous. Yeah. Sorry, Christy. Well, Christy Brinkley looks like she's honestly about 35. Diane Lane looks her age, but she looks hot.
Yeah.
Christy Brinkley is clearly a robot. So,
or just has the Botox.
no.
Speaking of which,
no, she's a robot.
I don't know if you guys know this. Me and Justin saw this ad when we were watching this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Now they say that Botox is good for migraines so that your insurance will pay for Botox.
Right.
I think that really what Christy Brinkley was able to do, and she should probably write it down in a book called What Not to Do, is she got to completely witness firsthand what not to do for your health by being married to Billy Joel.
Yeah, right. And if Christy Brinkley wrote a book, unfortunately the only thing it would say would be bleep bloop because she's a robot. Exterminate. I've got a bad feeling about this. More, just I could do robot jokes the whole time. Okay. My thing about this film and the no question thing is I'm with I'm going back to Roger Ebert here again because in his review he says, I don't have any idea what this movie is about, and yet curiously, I don't think I missed anything. Like, I'm there with him. Like, oh.
Like, I think I understood the plot. I think I understood what was happening. Why was this movie made? Who the fuck knows?
Why? What? I mean...
What? There was no life lesson. There's no arc. It's just the fucked up shit that happens within 3 days.
I mean, it's not even that fucked up. It's just weird.
It's not. Watch 3 Days in the Valley. That's more fun.
Yeah. Okay. So anybody else? Okay.
Hottest chick in the movie.
Diane Lane. Hottest chick in any movie. Period. Don't care. Helen of Troy. Go to war. Diane Lane.
Not the redhead?
A.G. Everhart could fucking piss up a rope next to Diane Lane.
Okay. Sam?
Yeah, because Angie's got bolt-ons.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I'm with you guys.
And a lot of other cosmetic
I think
products.
Diane Lane was maybe my third crush in life.
But we both have brown hair, so it worked out good for me.
Lonesome Dove.
Oh, yeah.
1987.
She's super hot in that. I'm going to go to bat for Ellen Barkin a little bit, not as the hottest, but in her appearances not on screen, she generally doesn't wear makeup, and she's just a good-looking woman.
I always like it when women don't have to wear makeup. All right.
Which is why you married me.
Final recommendations.
No, wait.
No, I already said it. Once I say it, it's in our charter.
Okay,
Once I say it.
Okay.
We're going to go to Roger Ebert first for final recommendations, who says Mad Dog Time should be cut into free ukulele picks for the poor.
Oh my God. What? Free ukulele picks.
Because the poor, they're begging for it.
They're begging for guitar
God,
picks.
They can get a hold of pretty affordable ukulele. $25
Only
a
we had picks for our ukuleles, everything would turn around.
Wow.
Such a weird review. Sam, you go.
Yeah, I mean, it's worse than not watching a movie.
Yeah, okay.
That's what it is. But the problem is it's so much worse than not watching a movie. And in the context of this podcast, I have to be like, if you're a completionist and you need to see the worst movies ever made, well, this one is fucking on that list. It's bad.
I'll agree with that. So that's a do.
I just know it's not going to be any fun.
Okay, Jackie.
I actually had fun.
Okay.
So
standoff.
Yeah.
Get behind desks, you two.
Start throwing out bullets.
Yep.
No, I had fun with this movie. It had so much weirdness to it that you could find a lot of humor, and I laughed a bunch. And I'm gonna give it a do. I really liked it.
Okay.
Because it was kind of fucked up and weird. And it's worth it to see Richard Dreyfuss come in as this big crime boss guy in a fucking bathrobe with his PJs on. Because my only thought was, Justin, that could be you.
Okay. I am also going to give it a do because much of the same reasons that Jackie did, I thought it was actually a lot of fun. But most importantly, and going back to the Roger Ebert and everything that you said, Sam, and what Jackie said and I said, it's an anti-film. If The Punisher is an anti-hero, this is an anti-film. It does the Costanza. It says, what would George do when making a film? And does the absolute opposite of it, even though George Costanza is making a good movie. Like, if you're supposed to make a movie this way, I'm going to do it this way. None of it lines up. None of it works. And because of that, it's not even a mess. Because it's not a mess. This is the intended product. And it is perfect in its intent, or in its product, but not its intent. I loved it.
It's perfectly made cheese, tomato, broccoli, and bologna soup. Yeah. Is that good?
With toes.
No.
With somebody's
but
toe in it.
You couldn't make it any better.
And I mean, even aside from that, Ellen Barkin's freak out at the end was amazing. The Richard Dreyfuss scene was amazing. Gabriel Byrne throughout the entire thing is amazing in a bad way. I think, I got a question. Who do you guys think did the worst job in this movie? I'll go. I think it's Jeff Goldblum. And I'm saying that about Jeff Goldblum.
I'm going to say Larry Bishop. He just wasn't on the level with everybody else.
Yeah.
He was at a 5 and everybody else was at an 11.
Yeah.
Whether their 11 wasn't any good, they were all there.
Yeah.
I'm going to say fake Falco.
Yes, Larry Bishop.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, it's Christopher Jones.
No,
yeah,
fake Falco.
Christopher Jones.
Yeah.
Fake Falco. No.
But I mean, like, I thought Jeff Goldblum was so terrible in it. And Gabriel Byrne is usually not very good in movies. He was at 14. Like, I didn't know Gabriel Byrne went past about a 6. He's at a damn 14.
He's at a 14.
Yeah.
And it's fun. Like, when you kind of, his character is fully revealed, like, what are you good at? When they're having to pal around and he's like, okay, there they are. You stay here. I'm just going to go fuck with them. Yep, that's what you've been doing this whole time, is just fucking with people.
And you know what this could have been? This could have been Reindeer Games, and it wasn't. There's no, like, 52 twists. There's not even any twists. And so it's an anti-film. It's like, oh, well, you should do this. No, I'm not going to do anything you tell me. I'm Larry Bishop.
Yeah, even at the beginning of the program, I'm like, he did this again, I'm going to watch it. And he's doing it again right now, I'm going to watch it, because he's delivering what he wants to deliver as a auteur of film, as a writer-director. You're getting exactly what he wants you to see. It's weird.
Okay. That wraps up this episode. Next episode in 2 weeks. We're taking next week off.
Because of Turkey Day.
And Sam will not be in country. But in
Lucky
2 weeks.
Bastard.
Explosion sound effect. .mpg is going to be our 500th episode. And we will have Tucker with us, all 4 of us, to commemorate our 500th episode. So please join us for that, everybody. And
don't worry, I will have a spooky.
Okay, yeah, we'll have a fun show. I've got a new pop quiz hot shot that with a format that you guys will literally explode your faces in.
But we won't have a motorhome update
suit?
because we got rid of it.
Well, no. Oh, okay. So yeah, show up for that. In the meantime, get to the chopper.